Okay, you could put it here or here. Maybe more on your shoulder. Yeah, that seems alright. Hello there. It's professional.
Va bene.
Okay, we're going. So, we would like to make this video about our current sadness about finding land. Is that a bit of a... At this moment, at least, that's what we experience. It's... we could start by saying that we were gonna do something. We were gonna buy 4,000 something square meters close to here. At first we didn't really want it, but then we were like, hey, you know what, fuck it, let's just do it. We learn how to plant things. We don't take it so seriously. We don't try and look for the perfect land, because there's a bit this trap that we were scared of, to just keep on looking, and just years go by and you're waiting. So we were like, okay, let's do some, let's just get this one. But then we said, okay, we would like to get it, what's the price? And by the way, to share the price, we were agreeing on 5 euros, 1 euros, 5 lei, 1 euros per square meter. So that would have been around 4,000 something euros, for 4,000 something. But then we went there, and no matter how everything seemed to be effortless, we went there and it didn't feel good. It just felt too small, too cramped up, and it felt like we would be so limited by so many things, and we would be investing so much time into something that we wouldn't enjoy staying at for any longer period.
It's like, why invest so much time and money and really precious time of your youth into something that you're not gonna stay in? It's not something that is gonna stay with you and with your kids. So, and also it's just in the village, and it's very still close to neighbors, and to not having peace, and not having like a source of water, not having woodland. Yeah, so it was not really what we wanted. We have a very specific list of things that we want. There are a factor, an element that we want, so we were not taking this into account in this case, because we thought it's just going to be for us as an exercise for our plantation of syntropic, and we don't have to take it seriously. It's just going to be like to experiment. But in the end, it's like, I want to experiment on something that in the end is going to give some fruits to my kids, and I don't just want to abandon it after 2-3 years because I found something that was really what I wanted.
Exactly. But this experience of just saying, okay, let's get it, and then going to the land, it allowed us really to be in the moment and to really feel what it is that we want, or at least what we miss in this specific land, and what we like about it, and so what we want and what we don't want. So it has really been super helpful.
Yeah, I think from this experience also of going with a car 1 hour away from here and just like checking a land randomly that we found on internet, what we learned is really what we don't want. Because seeing the land, you can see all the things that you don't like, and you don't have a very specific idea of what you want or what you like. But
Until you're there.
And imagining everything.
Then you get a more specific idea.
So I think now we can talk a bit about what we want. Also, like,
yeah,
just to share a little bit and to make it...
put it out there.
Yeah.
Share with the universe.
So for sure we want minimum a hectare. I think ideally it would be a couple hectares of also woodland, and
but a hectare
would be more than enough.
Would be beautiful, would be more than enough. And then a bit more, like whatever, it depends on how it comes.
Yeah.
but like we're open to that.
Exactly.
But less than a hectare, we've seen that it might get us a bit stuck at some
Yeah.
point.
To be self-sufficient, also in terms
And
of wood, in terms
yes,
of like space of for wildlife,
yeah,
for a piece of land that you don't touch, for a lake.
perhaps some water collection
Exactly,
and
water collection. That brings me to the next point. I think it would be nice to have it slightly on the hill, so not perfectly flat.
yeah,
Also because we want to build a lake, so for moving the water into the
have some hills to kind of
play with
play with in a sense.
microclimates and stuff. Like
Yeah,
everything flat, it's slightly boring.
yeah,
So hilly
yeah.
with some woodland, with some
I would say that
or
one
close,
will be yeah that one yes.
very close to have like forest.
Have some forest closer to escape to, or also in terms of like have a bit of shade like we see in the summer when you get like a full hot summer, and if then you would be on a flat like ex cornfield,
It's desert.
you would struggle really hard for the first 3-4 years before your trees start making
Just
shade.
being
And
in the house right now in the summer
yeah,
like this is yeah, it's tough.
so at least have forest on the land,
Or
or at least
attached
attached
to it.
some, yeah.
So the other condition is to have forest attached to the land,
Yeah, that's it.
or also
Even if
partly on
it's
the land.
not ours,
It's for sure.
just having forest nearby,
Yeah.
that would be very, very beautiful for like the microclimate that it creates. It protects you from extreme heat, it protects you from drought, and also from cold winds and stuff. It's really a beautiful, it dampens everything.
So I have another condition
And for mushrooms.
for mushrooms. Yeah. Another condition is to have a source of water, of running water, close by, either
Yeah,
on the land, either close by, where you can
yeah,
go and refreshing yourself, or just have some running water, and also for maybe like watering or for the house or whatever. But we've seen it's quite nice to have now when it's very very hot. The water from the well here is very heavy and very hard.
yeah, like
A lot of calc.
calc, yeah,
The rainwater, it's amazing, but we
yeah,
don't have so many.
like to collect it.
Yeah, we don't have such a good
Really
system.
like a running
A
little
running,
river, little spring is really, the quality of that water is just unbeatable.
it's insane.
Yeah. So that's really special. Another condition that we've kind of been playing around and often it's been kind of limiting us a little bit towards the southern part of Romania.
Yeah.
And that's the condition that we really love growing fig trees. We already have around 60, 70 fig trees, and we love them a lot. We just enjoy them, and somehow we feel connection to them. And we don't feel like we would be enjoying it in any way to grow them in greenhouses or in pots or anything. So we would like to be somewhere where we could grow them outside and where they are thriving and ripening on time. So it needs to be, and not too cold, not colder than minus 15. And there should be enough heat hours during the year. So we can't be too much up at the hills. We can't have like too much of a north facing slope. So again, there's quite some conditions that come with this, that we would like a bit of a south facing slope and some good sun exposure and stuff like that.
Exactly. So probably like the southern part of Romania would be ideal.
Yeah, yeah. Especially we've seen that a bit the
Close
western
to
part,
close to the
close to Serbian.
Serbian
Yeah,
border is quite warm,
it has, yeah, and it's kind of
hilly and
already has
mounty.
like fig orchards.
Yeah.
It's kind of known as the place where figs come from in Romania. even
Yeah.
though they grow in many other places, but it's just like that. So we're attracted a bit because it's also hilly, and yeah, and perhaps like the warmth of it, the hilliness, and because there's hills, perhaps there's also gonna be like potential for water nearby and stuff. So we're attracted. At first, we were attached to the place where we are now because this is where this land here has been worked by her grandparents, and I don't know if your great grandparents were already here. I don't know,
Could be.
but as
I don't
far
know.
as we know, it's like literally her.
In this village, anyway.
Yeah,
In this village, so.
her grandma literally gave birth in this
In this field.
field.
In this field to my
So
uncle. How
so it's
insane is
crazy.
that?
She was just in the cornfield, and she just gave birth here because like
Yeah.
it happened. So I was like, might as well do it here.
Well, she was like attached like that on my grandpa's leg.
Incredible, incredible.
Yeah.
So there's this beautiful connection, but I think what we're realizing is that this connection with the earth, it's everywhere, and it's really everywhere. Like city example, but yesterday night we had a porcupine walk through the garden, and it's there. It looks
How
at
you
you.
called it?
Porcupine?
I don't think it's in English.
No.
No. You know those little animals that have a lot of spines, that have a lot of like
Yeah, hedgehog.
hedgehog, porcupine. Yeah.
But
look at
let's Google it. Maybe porcupine is like
It's in
another word,
Dutch.
but no. In Dutch, I don't know.
Va bene.
Whatever. Yeah, so we had
Hedgehog.
that, and like when it looks at you, the moon is beautiful. When it looks at you, you just feel at home. You feel welcome. You feel loved. You feel part of something bigger.
Yeah. And lately we've been having so many wild animals like
Yeah.
lizards, all type of birds, frogs, toads, snakes. It's incredible. Owls.
Really beautiful.
Pigeons that are making eggs and babies all the time in our house
Yeah.
on the roof. So
Yeah.
like that, everywhere is beautiful, but we just feel called. Our home, a real home, calls for us, and we're looking for it.
Yes.
So if you hear anything, if you're from Romania and if you know of anybody that has 1 hectare of land and it's in the hillsides of the southern part of Romania where it's warm and it has some forest attached, it's amazing if it's isolated from people, it's far away. Yes, please let us know.
Yeah. If you're a watcher or if you're the universe.
Yeah. Exactly. Because we were pretty sad when we started this video.
Yeah.
I feel already much better, but we were
Me
pretty
too.
sad because, well, when we were buying those 4,000 square meters, we thought we would already plant this autumn. So now that we don't have any place and we don't have anywhere to plant, where we can still plant here, it just feels a bit, you know, like I lost my chance.
A wasted opportunity.
A wasted opportunity. Like,
yeah.
there was a bit of an impatience. There's now a bit of impatience in this because we don't have a place, but we can take the time to really look for land and
yeah. And perhaps it's great to have another experiment on this land, and that when we get our land, we'll be able to perhaps scale it a bit more already directly when we arrive. So maybe actually we're not even losing time in a sense, because we're gonna learn, and that will allow us to go quicker, and we'll actually be at the same as if we would have planted now already in autumn.
maybe, yeah.
Who knows?
It's just how it's supposed to be, probably.
I guess so, and it can still happen. Sometimes
it can still happen.
Miracles can happen real quick.
We can still plant in spring, you know. It's no.
You're right.
Deal.
You're right.
But
planting season is pretty long.
Yeah, you think only of autumn, but it's from like October, November to March, April, May.
Yeah. Very, very true.
And if you have things in pots, like
even further.
But
that's very, very true.
I think we can now focus on looking for this, like what we really want, and you know, really scan the map and look for places that have these conditions, and then just go there with a car and
Yeah,
spend a couple days. Like I would love to,
I would love to as well.
to go to that Serbian border.
Oh, I would like to share this aspect. We have discovered that looking for land, you can do it online a little bit, but it's very limited. Like not everyone that has land is gonna put it online to sell it like that. So that's one limit. So online not so ideal. Plus the prices are usually a bit higher over there. Then you have the other option that is to go to the municipalities. We thought that would work pretty okay.
Yeah.
It turns out they don't know anything. Like they're always like,
It feels like they don't care.
oh yeah, really? It feels like they don't care. Like they're probably going through something. Their job really
Yeah,
sucks.
exactly.
The conditions suck or something because they're really like
Not helpful at all. It's
No.
like they are gonna tell, yeah, we're gonna call you if we hear of something or
Yeah.
anything, and
they're not mean,
they're not mean.
but they're just really like sleeping or something.
Then everything is like, no, it's not possible. No, we don't have anything like that.
Super
No.
pessimistic. Super pessimistic.
All right, okay, but do you know of anybody that has this type, like this amount of land, and even if they're not interested in selling? No, there's no documents.
Nothing.
It's impossible.
Impossible.
But in the end, you can make documents as well. So
Yeah.
Very little people have documents, have the cadastro made,
That's another
the
thing.
cadastral papers, so they cannot sell without them.
This seems to be something that's the case for nearly all of Romania.
All of Romania.
We've personally experienced it really in our region, but we've heard that it's like this in Romania. And apparently there's efforts to work on this, but of course, like
Yeah.
everything paperwork, it's slow. And it's gonna take some years before that's like that.
And before communism, land was divided very differently. Was
Yeah, and
very
kind of, first of all, taken from people.
exactly, and then there was divided in very small parcels of like 20-meter width and like 100 length, like is the case for us.
Yeah.
And then like all of them like this divided for the brothers and sisters. And when the parents died, then they had to like agree on who to have what, and there's so much chaos. Like there's so much
Yeah.
abandoned land everywhere on the hills, and beautiful like what we want, but you cannot have access to them.
Right here, like walking distance to some places we've seen.
South-facing slope and
They're
beautiful,
dream-worthy,
abandoned and everything.
abandoned, unused, just laying there.
And then you see whose land is,
And there's like 20 different people, and they have like a meter wide, and then like 100 meters long, and it's like what's
why?
even the use of this?
Like, where are we going like this? Who's ever gonna take care of this land? Nobody.
Because nobody wants to have like a 3-meter wide piece.
But really, this makes me think that the government and everybody don't really care about taking care of the land. It's like if it's gonna be abandoned, it's okay. Like we don't make any law to give away unused land because it's abandoned. Nobody's gonna go on the hill anymore.
And it's like, if there's poverty, if there is lack of quality food, if there is all these issues,
yeah,
but there's also abandoned land that we're not really
allowed to buy,
allowing for anyone to do anything with. It's like we have the solution right here, but we're just not allowing ourselves to do some.
It's the same thing as like without chemical fertilizers, we're not gonna be able to feed the populations, and with the food that we have now, it's not feeding all the populations. Yes, for sure. That's because you only have the arable land. You don't. You only use machines and chemical fertilizers, and you're not open for other ways. You're not open to regenerate the soil and to use the abandoned soil as like, what are we talking about? And all the cereals that you're producing is for the animals.
So there's many things like that don't make sense, and that if you get a little bit caught up in it, you can become a bit like depressed, because it's like, I just want land, and it seems like everything is made for me to not access it.
Exactly. It really feels that it's not very easy to acquire land.
Yeah, because
it's not made it easy.
It's a bit like, It
It's
makes
like
you too powerful.
it makes you too, independent.
Yeah.
If you are independent with your own land, with your own wood, with your own water,
Yeah.
like where are you gonna?
Well, who do you need to
Yeah, how are you gonna make
buy
money
things
from you?
from? Or,
Exactly.
yeah.
And if you're healthy,
Yep.
producing your own food, no, we want you dependent eating McDonald's.
Exactly. Like ideally, if you would just enjoy staying in a concrete box where you have no access to any soil or water or anything or air, that would be ideal if you wouldn't mind, because if you had such a nice piece of land where you could have really like a paradise to yourself, yeah, I don't think I would be able to sell you much Coca-Cola, nor fruits,
No,
nor phones,
no,
nor
no.
so yeah.
Not easy to control. What you don't need a television.
You have already a paradise to look at in highest quality possible, on demand, literally all the time, ever changing, ever growing, ever evolving. Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't give you that then. Maybe I should keep you in a boring box so that you enjoy my TV more.
Wow, exactly, it's like that.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds pretty complete.
Probably it's pretty dark as well.
Yeah,
In the video, probably we don't see anything, but that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's nice.
I'm gonna make a change.
Make that change.
Oh, the Zanzara.
Oh yeah?
Perfect.
Perfect timing.
For once in my life.
Oh, it feels really good.